Hey guys, as you can see, we are not in the Dog Nation studios at the moment, but we've still got a camera, we've still got editing equipment, so we're still going to try and knock out some of these video guys and try and teach you guys some things about the Georgia football program. For about the last month or so, Dog Nation readers and viewers have been voting on the top moments of the Kirby Smart era. Obviously, there aren't a lot to choose from, given he's only been the head coach here for 4 years, but there were still some interesting decisions made over the course of the tournament. However, the winner was never really in doubt, and it was a runaway the entire time. Here's what ended up being voted as the top moment of the Kirby Smart era.
Scored a touchdown earlier on a direct snap. Now it's Michel's turn, running all the way. Gets to the edge. Sony Michel will send the Dogs home to the championship game.
There was never any really doubt that Sony Michel's final run against Oklahoma in the 2018 Rose Bowl was ever going to be topped. It's an iconic play in an iconic venue and an iconic game. The whole thing is just a great moment for the Georgia football program. It sent them to the national championship game, their first since the 1982 season. It was the exclamation point on what was a fantastic season for the program, as they won the SEC, beat rivals like Auburn, Florida, and Tennessee. It was really just a moment to really celebrate the program and all that it had accomplished in that season. Of course, it didn't lead to a national championship, but not everything in life is about winning titles. However, Georgia, like the Oklahoma defense that day, is still chasing that moment. The Georgia football program hasn't reached that same peak that it did that day out in Pasadena, California. That's to be expected, given just that it's such a rare feat to even get to that point, let alone top it and win a game of that magnitude in such a thrilling fashion. But Georgia this year has a chance, assuming the football ends up being played, to sort of get back to that level and get back to that place. One of the college football playoff games is the Rose Bowl again this year, and Georgia certainly figures to be one of the top teams in the country. Yes, there are a lot of questions right now. Kirby Smart said this week that the quarterback position group is the one most affected by this sort of temporary shutdown of spring practices.
Yeah, that's the one position that if you had to say, who does this affect the most? Is it going to affect the running back, the Mike line? I mean, it's going to affect the quarterback more than anything, in my opinion. And there's no substitute for reps out the field, and we can't argue that we're not going to lose reps. We're losing reps. So that's tough. I feel like he was starting to get some rhythm, and he got to throw a lot with those guys in their own time. The times that they elected, he could do a good job. He and Stetson and Carson and Dwan would all go out there and throw with our wideouts. You know, they were able to do some 7-on-7s, unstructured on their own with the team members, and they did a good job of that.
That means what we see out of Jamie Newman or Carson Beck, Dwan Mathis, Stetson Bennett, whoever ends up being the Georgia football quarterback this fall, will be really interesting. There's just not a whole lot to know right now, and those lack of reps in the spring, I think, will have some tangible effect on these guys come the fall. Especially when Georgia opens the season against Virginia and then a few weeks later goes to Alabama to play in what should be a huge game. If Georgia's able to win that Alabama game in thrilling fashion, or Jamie Newman makes a big play in that game, it might not top that Rose Bowl feeling, but it'll get pretty darn close. And then if Georgia is able to topple Alabama early in the season, continue to ride that momentum throughout the year, get back to the SEC championship for a fourth straight time, something that has only been done once in the history of the SEC. Even win that SEC title game and get back to the playoff, well, maybe when we do this bracket again in a few years, we'll have something that can catch up and track down that Sony Michel touchdown run, unlike that Oklahoma defense was able to do that day. Remember to keep practicing social distancing, wash your hands, and above all, stay safe and be positive. For Dog Nation, I'm Connor Riley.
For more Dog Nation videos, check out youtube.com/DogNation.